Hello everyone, welcome once again to part 5 of this IPL analysis series. In this part 5, we are doing IPL match situation analysis. So we had to answer various questions like what is super over matches overview, then how many matches have team won by chasing and won by defending, how many super over matches are there. We have to give an overview of last 5 overs performance, like how many runs, strike rate, etc. is given. If you want to see it as a batting team and select CSK, so you will be able to see that as DC. Or if you have to see bowling team, you can select that. Or if you have to see that CSK against Delhi, so you will be able to see that. So this is something that you can do. Then power play performance of batting team, middle over performance or death over. You can filter by either batting team or bowling team. And this is fall of wicket timing, which was asked in question, like in which particular over maximum number of wickets have fallen. So if you will do season wise analysis, so you can add a season filter here also. But here we got, because we are just doing match situation analysis, so you can see 19 by 19 we mean 20 because over numbers are starting from 0. So this is the 20th over which has produced most number of wickets for our bowling team. So this is what we are going to learn in this tutorial. There are a lot of DAX queries involved, so we will understand, and let's get started. So now we have to prepare dashboard 5 for match situations. So here first question says matches won by chasing versus defending. So if result margin is, or if result is by wickets, that means that team was chasing. If result is by runs, that means that team won by defending. So for this what we can do is we can click here, and first of all we can create a simple KPI card here, and in that KPI card we can just write match ID. So this match ID here, and as a filter here we can apply result type. So result type is wickets, that in how many matches a team won by wickets. So this will be won by defending. And similarly, if we will create another KPI here, and that will be, so we will select the filter here, and for this one we will say result is runs. So here it will be runs, and so maybe I have just have to change the name. So this will be won by chasing, this will be won by defending, and this will be won by chasing. And you can correct according to situation. So this will be the data. Next question says super over matches overview. So basically the matches which went into super over, and here you can see there is a column given super over n versus yes, like no or yes. So we can see how many total number of matches were in super over. We can create a copy of this, and what we can do here is, because this is match ID, right, what the field that we have selected here. Or let's remove this to remove any filters, and this is match ID, and here we can say that super over as a filter, and we can say super over is yes. So these are the matches. So super over matches, we can give better titles, but these are number of matches in super overs. And then we can do one more thing. that to give information of super over matches, what we can do, let's remove all of these things from this table, and we can put team 1 and team 2 here, because we just have to give the overview. So we have team 1, team 2. So we can or what we can do is we can do it as a simple table, team 1, team 2. Okay, and next will be winner. So whatever important fields are there for overview, we can put that. And next will be target, and that means result and result margin. Okay, so this is what we can add, and the only thing that we can add here is that from here super over is yes. Okay, so now these are those matches. You can see, so in these matches they have not given more information, so these are all super over matches. So as more information is not given, so we can just remove that, and these are all super over matches. Sorry for noise. And here we can go to title and just write super over matches overview. And this way, whatever, for if you want to add any other field here, for example, here we want to add date or venue or method, anything, you can add that. For example, if we want to add player of the match, so we can add that. This will give people an idea what is happening in these matches or what happened in these matches. And here you can just increase the size. We can go to value settings and we can increase the value size a little bit. This is super matches overview. Next question says performance in power play, middle and death overs. So we can add things like sum of total runs from deliveries. So we can rename for this visual as total runs. We want to see batting team's performance. So total runs, fours hit, sixes hit, count of overs played. We can also see total number of dismissals, like if they had any, or simply is wicket. So we can rename for this visual as wicket or fall of wicket, whatever you want to write. So this is for one. Okay, now what we can do here, we can create one of them, and then as a filter we can do something that here in deliveries over number is given. Okay, so here we have the over number, so that field is already there, count of over as count of over. What if I add another over here and say is less than 7, apply filter. So if over is less than 7, that means it's power play. We can increase the value to around 12 pixel, and we can make them bold, or particularly we can make the headers bold. That will be better. Yeah, so here you have information of total runs is scored, fours hit, sixes, count of wickets, or instead of count of wickets we can just write wickets. So here we have just written that. So a count of over is written, so we can write something like overs played, or like how many overs they played in that particular time. Now these two filters are there, so here I actually added team 1. So here first thing that we will do is in the title we will change it to team 1, and this one is team 2. So I will just change it to team 2. So now let's say we want to see performance of a team. Let's say we select one team and it will give us information of super over matches of this team, total runs scored in power play, forces hit, sixes hit in power play, total number of overs played, wickets, etc. So for now I am just removing overs played from here, and total runs scored, fours, sixes, wickets, and this is all in power play. So if we simply write count of match ID, so here we have that match ID and we have a row subtotal. So instead of match ID, what if I write count of match ID, right? So if I write count of match ID, it is giving 11137. Let me check that. And if we do count of distinct match IDs, because those will be the matches, right? So these are the different number of match IDs, and this is something that we can check later, but we can rename it as count or simply as matches, number of matches. So now, and this one we can give as, like, we can go to title and call it power play performance. Okay, and here let me check the spelling. Performance, align it to center and use the same heading as we have used. Next, so like there can be a lot of different ways of answering the questions. Next, it is asking middle and then death overs. So if we clear this, then we will see for all the teams. Okay, now here power play over is given like this. So we can say over is greater than 6 and is less than 16. So if over is greater than 6 and less than 16, then this will be the middle overs that we are taking. So we can just go to title and we can say middle over performance, and then this one will be, here we will simply do over is greater than 16. Let's say from 17, 18, 19 and 20, these are the death overs. So we will write it like death over performance. So this will give us the information, and if you want we can, you know, make these titles bold so that they stand out. And if you will select a team, let's say Delhi or Gujarat, you will be able to see that data for that single team. Okay, and as we have done earlier, we can make these borders rounded. We can go to effects and enable some shadow here and apply the same formatting here, apply the same formatting here. These things can be done. So this is power play performance. So next question said we have to give some information of fall of wicket timing, that in which over most number of wickets fell. So we are using a simple matrix chart where in rows we have the over name, and then for aggregation we are using sum of wicket. So obviously we can rename for this visual as wickets, or we can write fall of wickets. Okay, so or number of wickets. So number of wickets in over 0 you can see throughout all the seasons. And if you have to see for a team, let's say this is team 1, team 2, so let's rearrange them. So let's say for team 2, Gujarat Lions, what is number of wickets, Gujarat Titans, Delhi Daredevils when they were playing as team 2, when they were playing as team 1. So you will be able to get that. Additionally, you can do one more thing, that obviously we will reposition them later properly, but you can also do something like when toss decision, or here for example batting team and bowling team are given. Okay, obviously this is team 1 team 2, but you can write batting team and bowling team. This will give us better understanding, so we can change the title to batting team, and then you will be able to understand it in a better way. And here we have the bowling team, so we will write bowling team. So these type of filters are there to help us in understanding, or using them so that we can take them for our advanced side. Let's say if bowling team is Delhi Daredevils, so now what is this showing? This is showing total number of wickets they have taken, right? If batting team is Delhi Daredevil, then you can see their power play performance. And because it is a matrix chart, so let me get rid of this. So I will just yeah. And now this super over matches overview will not change, because the batting team and bowling team are not linked with team 1 and team 2. So because this was asked as a single question, so we can leave that. But I have given you example also. You can add team 1 and team 2 filter here. Next thing, here we can go to values, and we can increase the value size a little bit. And next thing, if you want, you can change colors. So let's increase the value size. This is column. So for column header, these are the column headers. So we can write column headers here. This is row header. So we can write increase the size of row headers. Here row subtotals and column subtotals will not be needed. We can do one more thing in cell elements. We can enable data bars to see in which over. You can see in over number 19 most number of wickets have fell. We can arrange it like this as well. So here we can write it like this, fall of wickets timing. And now we have that's information. And remember, over starts from over number 0, not over number 1 here. So this 19 is actually the last over. And you can see overall in the last over most number of wickets have fell. You can give one more filter as season, so you can see season wise performance. We have another question saying pressure performance last 5 overs, although we have included the death overs and whatever logic we are using for death overs. But what we can do, we can just write it here, and for last 5 overs it will be very easy. So over is, we can write over is greater than 15. And remember, in our case it is starting from 0, so we may have to change it a little bit. So it will be 14 here, and it will be over is less than 6 here. Okay, because it's starting from 0. Middle over will be something like is greater than 6 and less than 15, we can say, or whatever logic you want to apply for middle overs. And similarly death over is greater than 17 or greater than 15. So this is from 15 to 19, which is in our case which is 16 to 20. This is death over performance, where filter says it is from 14 to 19, that is last 5 overs. So we can just change the title as last 5 overs performance, last 5 overs. And here you can add other information also if needed. So we can write something like extra runs conceded. So this will be the last 5 overs performance. So you can see we have tried to answer these 5 questions, and obviously cross verification of data will be needed because all these things that we are doing is as per data. So we can check later, but this is a simple way by just using filters and using these cards we can create this kind of dashboard. So now you can also try this at your end. So we have ended dashboard number 5. We are still remaining with one more dashboard which we will do soon. If you have any questions here, if you want anything else, you can put it here. Thanks for watching once again. See you in the next part.